Hello everyone, and yeah, thanks for joining. I have for you some great updates, okay, for this short release information webinar. uniFLOW Online 2024.3 is here, and I'm proud to introduce the uniFLOW Online embedded app for Lexmark. This new feature kind of marks the milestone in multi-vendor support, allowing you to connect Lexmark devices to uniFLOW Online. Also, we have the enhanced uniFLOW SmartClient, which now includes an auto-update functionality to keep the software up to date. And several other improvements are included in this release. So check them out, because the documentation is now available on our partner site, which includes the release information, presentations, press release, licensing guide, and data sheet. So please jump onto the partner site after this webinar, and you have the full details, because this is a very quick walkthrough of the release. So let's go on to the next slide. So let's introduce to you the uniFLOW Online embedded app for Lexmark. As I said before, it's our first step towards enhancing uniFLOW Online's multi-vendor support. So the actual new app for Lexmark basically simplifies the integration of Lexmark devices into your customer's mixed fleet of devices. It has a very easy to use wizard, so administrators can seamlessly connect Lexmark devices into uniFLOW Online, okay, whilst meeting some high IT requirements for security concerns, such as zero trust environments. So it has that heightened security aspect to it as well. Now, users can securely authenticate, print and access mobile print features on the Lexmark devices, all with the same modern interface as the Canon devices. So in terms of the functionality that's available with the Lexmark app, as you can see on the slide there, we have the authentication, ensuring secure access to printing and scanning functions. Secure printing, My Print Anywhere, allows users to print securely and retrieve their documents from any, if you like, enabled secure print device, regardless if it's Canon or Lexmark. Mobile printing and guest printing functionality that we all know and love. Tracking copy, print and scan and fax usage, and this is done by reading the actual Lexmark device logs, so offering, just with the Canon devices, detailed tracking and reporting of usage for those activities at the actual device. Now, we also have scan to myself. Now, this is device based, not integrated with uniFLOW Online, so it still gives the user that capability, functionality, okay, to send scanned documents to themselves via email. In terms of Lexmark printers, users now have a similar, as I said before, experience to that of the Canon devices. So for example, users can swipe right to print or left to delete a print job. They can easily switch the print queue as well, similar to the Canon user experience. They can also, as I said, select a new print job queue or reprint documents from their print jobs queues as well. So again, if I or the user decides to print a document on a Lexmark or a Canon, this functionality, this user experience is the same. So customers can operate a mixed fleet of devices efficiently while providing the same modern interface and user experience, regardless of whether they use that Lexmark or Canon printer. And I think the added bonus is that they don't have to completely relearn how to operate a different printer. So those are clearly the benefits of this Lexmark application. Now, I want to just quickly share with you the specifications and requirements of the Lexmark devices. The Lexmark app is available for EU, UK, US deployments only. The app is supported on 7-inch and 10-inch Lexmark devices, equipped with the Lexmark EFS platform. Whatever that is, I'm sure it's fantastic. Whereas the 4-inch devices are not supported. Now, to utilize these services, you will need to have the cloud print and scan type 1 subscription. That's very, very key. Now, it's also important to note that the uniFLOW Online client for Lexmark is not supported for tenants with a uniFLOW Online Cloud Essential subscription or uniFLOW Online user subscription. Please be very mindful of that. So in terms of the benefits, what are they with this app? Well, Lexmark, as I said, is the first brand next to Canon to be supported with an embedded app. Adding device support for Lexmark printers is, for us, a significant step forward in supporting multi-vendor devices in uniFLOW Online. So, when you have your tender responses and customers want a mixed fleet and they have Lexmark, now you can, with confidence, offer that as a solution. Additionally, users will have a consistent and familiar experience, regardless of whether they're using Lexmark or a Canon printer. Marvelous. So I just want to touch now on the SmartClient updater. So with this release, the uniFLOW SmartClient for Windows and Mac can be automatically updated when initiated by the administrator. Now, I like to think that the majority of you on the call are from sales, but some of you do have obviously conversations with IT managers, etc. So it's important that you share this with them if they have uniFLOW Online with the SmartClient. So as we all know, IT departments must regularly keep installed software up to date. That's just a function of these guys. The new auto update functionality enhances the uniFLOW SmartClient's management capabilities, basically minimizing the IT department's effort whilst ensuring all the PCs are always running with the latest software. Now, if the auto update installer is enabled with uniFLOW Online, updates can be installed automatically once the administrator initiates it. So the administrator will have to say, with administrative privileges, the software is installed on the client. Now, however, this is where it gets very interesting. Users can now be informed of updates without requiring administrative permissions to install them. In addition to the automated SmartClient updater, administrators can control access to various installer packages and create a report of all connected uniFLOW SmartClients. This is quite important for IT. They love these types of solutions. The update runs silently in the background without requiring any user elevated permissions, e.g. administrator rights, except for the initial installation, as I mentioned earlier. So when a uniFLOW Online SmartClient version is available, the administrator can initiate the auto update for all relevant SmartClients without granting this administrative permission. Just a little bit more in terms of what that kind of user experience looks like. So when prompted for an update, users have three options. They can update now, delay the update, or just do nothing and wait for the update to start after 5 minutes. Now, if the delay update option is selected for Windows users, the update will be postponed until the next login, at which point it will be installed. Similarly, for the Mac users, it's the same type of process. So if they ignore it, after 5 minutes, it will be an option presented to them again. Now, please bear in mind, the initial installation still requires privileged access. So for anyone who is from a supposed pre-sales support on the call, that is still a requirement. So in terms of a benefit, yeah, administrators have full control over their print infrastructure, and they can be just rest assured that PCs will always be updated with the SmartClient, and they don't have to give these types of high elevated permissions to do so. Happy days. So now let's take a quick look at the Scan to iManage integration. So just as a quick summary for those of you that haven't had any experience with iManage, it's a cloud-based system which is used to store, organize and manage documents, emails and related content. It's widely used in the legal market, and it's also utilized in accounting firms, healthcare and financial sector. So if you have experience in those types of markets and they're using iManage, yeah, a conversation with them about this exciting integration. So when scanning to iManage Cloud with uniFLOW Online, hard copies can be, if you like, scanned to the correct client matter, which is a term used in those markets. So when a user scans documents using the scan to iManage Cloud profile, the data is stored in what we call workspaces, which is basically folders that they can store these types of documents in the iManage environment. Now, typically, companies create this workspace environment based on the clients or customers that they have, with all the necessary information that is required for that particular client. So this is where the beauty now comes into the integration. The true strength of the integration functionality lies with the ability for users to browse the iManage Cloud folders or workspaces directly from the Canon device. So documents complete with the relevant file names can be scanned into the appropriate folder. There's also the capability, if it is a preset naming convention, that the user can change that on the fly from the actual device. Metadata entry can be completed directly on the device as well, depending on the actual profile configuration, or using a file in assist scan workflow. But from our experience, based on the field experience, all essential metadata is managed within the iManage environment. So it's basically just getting the information into those folders, and whatever metadata and workflows are in the back end, they will deal with that management of the metadata. Now, the scan to iManage Cloud requires a cloud image processing type 1 or type 2 subscription, only because there's all of that stuff going on in the cloud in terms of processing. Okay, so what are the benefits, or the benefit? So your iManage customers can now use the iManage Cloud scan profile to scan directly to these workspaces, okay, and obviously have the ability to browse directly from the device to obviously send these documents to the most appropriate client matter folder. Again, great integration. So I did say that this was going to be a short webinar, so we have to conclude just some miscellaneous improvements that I want to share with you. Again, very straightforward. The pin and guest code widgets have been merged into a single widget to provide more flexibility when configuring the login screen. In the past, it could have been, if you had these two different types of authentication at the device, it was a little bit confusing for users. So now having them, if they are enabled, they'll have it in just the one widget, which is easy for the user in terms of guest printing or using PIN. Another one is basically just staying in control of connected applications. It's introduced as a security improvement. Users can easily view all of the apps connected to their account through the new Connected Apps extension, which is added by default, and it cannot be removed. The apps that can be viewed include those that you can see on the screen, so your uniFLOW SmartClient for Windows and Mac, and Google, etc. Now, additionally, users have the ability to revoke, basically cancel access to these connected apps, which can lead to an automatic deletion of the registration. So please bear in mind that if those apps are deleted, they will have to be re-registered. It's mandatory if the app wants to be used again. Now, from a security perspective, users can remove these apps if they're no longer needed. Why have them? And it's just a nice overview of what applications are connected to the tenant. And that is it in terms of a quick walkthrough of 2024.3. And as I said at the beginning, you can find all the information, which is obviously much more detailed in what I've given you, so you can have a full understanding of those functionalities and improvements that you can share with your customers. Thanks for your attention.